Title: My parents gave me ultimatum: either pay off my brother's $80K debt or be erased from the family. They deleted me from the family group chat, removed my baby photos from the walls, and even told relatives I was mentally unstable. Start. They sat at the head of that dinner table, my brother smirking beside them, the smell of roast meat thick in the air, relatives staring like it was some secret trial. My father's voice cut through the silence. "You are no longer our son. You never were." The words landed like a blade against my throat. My mother nodded, eyes cold. My brother leaned back, satisfied. The others shifted uncomfortably but said nothing. I didn't flinch, didn't argue, didn't break. I smiled, a slow, calm smile that unsettled the silence more than a scream could. Then I stood, buttoned my coat, and walked out without a word. They thought it was over. They had no idea it was only beginning. I used to believe blood meant loyalty. I believed parents protected, not punished. That belief died the day they gave me the ultimatum: pay off your brother's $80,000 debt or be erased. It wasn't a metaphor. They erased me in every sense. My baby photos disappeared from the walls. My name was cut from the family group chat. Relatives were told I was mentally unstable. It spread like wildfire, whispered at weddings, muttered at funerals, laughed about at parties. I was still breathing, but in their world, I was gone. For a while, it worked. I felt buried alive. But something happens when you're pushed that far down. You stop clawing for air, and instead, you learn how to move in the dark. The truth came out in pieces. First, my brother's debt wasn't just gambling. It was money he had borrowed from dangerous people, names whispered in backrooms, numbers scribbled in blood on IOUs. He wasn't their victim, he was their accomplice. Second, my parents hadn't been blackmailed or forced into their ultimatum. No, they volunteered me. My clean credit, my stable job, my savings, they offered me as the sacrifice. To save the son they loved, they handed me over. I wasn't their child, I was their insurance policy. And when I refused, they lit the match and burned me out of their lives. That night, I felt grief. The next night, rage. By the third, I felt nothing but focus. I began to plan. Revenge doesn't start with anger, it starts with patience. I opened old drawers, pulled out dusty files, traced back years of paperwork my parents thought no one would ever look at. I dug into property deeds, joint accounts, their quiet little investments. Patterns emerged. Signatures didn't match, numbers didn't add up. Debts weren't paid with their money. They were shuffled, laundered, hidden under fake names. My brother wasn't the only one drowning in debt. My parents were right there with him, just quieter about it. And then I found the thread, a house they had in my name, without telling me, without asking. They'd been running money through it, claiming taxes under my identity, shifting liabilities onto me while smiling in my face. That was their fatal mistake. I didn't go to the police. No, that would have been too simple, too merciful. Instead, I became them. I gathered everything: copies of deeds, bank transfers, letters with their signatures. I set up meetings with people they owed money to, men who didn't take betrayal lightly. I didn't pay a cent. I just redirected the spotlight. Then I tied it all neatly together in one package. Every document, every proof, every signature. And I sent it to one place. Their creditors. The same people they thought they were clever enough to hide from. That was the night I smiled walking out of the family dinner, because I knew, while they were laughing, declaring me no longer their son, their empire of lies was already collapsing. Yesterday, they got the letter. I wasn't there to see their faces, but I can picture it perfectly. My father's hands trembling as he opened it, my mother's lips parting in silent horror, my brother realizing the walls weren't closing in on me, but on him. Their debt is exposed, their assets frozen, their respectable name shredded. And the people they owe? They don't settle with polite letters, they collect in person. I imagine my parents sitting in that same dining room now, the walls bare where my photos once hung, the silence heavier than ever. No proud speeches, no disowning ceremonies, just fear. Do I feel guilt? No. They erased me, deleted me from memory, told the world I was insane, unstable, worthless. They turned my life into a lie so they could protect his. Now, their truth is the one exposed. Justice isn't always a courtroom. Sometimes it's a letter. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's the moment when the people who thought they buried you realize they were standing on their own graves the entire time. I didn't need to scream at that dinner table. I didn't need to fight for their approval. All I needed was patience. And now they know I was their son.